There is hope. There is hope. Do not give up. There is hope. Hey YouTube, what's going on? Super excited for this video. If you are new to my channel, welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you are here. I'm a cosmetic chemist specializing in natural hair care and the creator of Curly Chemistry, where I help you guys understand your hair and ingredients from a cosmetic chemist perspective. And I also help you guys start hair care lines as well. And today we are talking about alopecia. And as many of you guys know, this is a condition that affects a lot of women in our community. So in this video, I want to talk about some solutions and also some regimen recommendations. And even if you don't even have alopecia, we are still talking hair growth here. So this information still applies to you as well, okay? So stay tuned. Okay, so first of all, there are different types of alopecia. You have alopecia areata, which is really an autoimmune condition where the body is attacking the hair follicles, which then creates baldness and even patches throughout the scalp. Now, there really is no cure at this time for alopecia areata. However, there are some hormonal therapy that has been proven to be successful, where these hormones are decreasing the inflammation around the hair follicle, which is then allowing the hair to start growing again. However, this is a case-by-case thing. For the sake of this video, I want to focus on the top two types of alopecia, which happens to be traction alopecia and androgenic alopecia. So traction alopecia is pretty much where you have your follicles damaged by tight hairstyles. This can come from braids, tight ponytails, and this doesn't happen just with one time. This happens over time of wearing your hair in a specific style and having tension on the scalp. Now with androgenic alopecia, this is more so hormonal. So women who are going through menopause will experience this more often. And that's because DHT is a hormone that attaches to the androgenic receptor. This then decreases anagen, that active growth phase, which then leads to hair thinning and then ultimately hair loss. So these are kind of like the differences. You have one that is like stress, tension based, and then you have another that's more hormonal based. With that being said, let's talk about some regimen recommendations. So for androgenic alopecia, now here is my recommendation for your regimen, okay? Number one, your focal point really should be your scalp. I know we want to focus on the hair and the length, but you really want to focus on your scalp because that's where it all starts at. You want to make sure that your scalp is conducive for hair growth, that it has the right environment for hair growth. So I'm a huge fan of aloe vera and rosemary rinses, okay? That's number one. Aloe vera and rosemary is amazing as like a pre-poo for your scalp. We have pre-poo for our hair, coconut oil that I always recommend, but you can also have a pre-poo for your scalp as well. Just kind of going to prep your hair for the shampoo. So why aloe vera and rosemary? Number one, aloe vera juice is going to give you some amazing moisture. It's going to help to balance the pH of your scalp. And on top of that, rosemary is going to help to stimulate those follicles. Number two, I just discovered tea tree water. It's a thing, okay? And Lush actually sells this, and I love this because not only are you going to get moisture, pH balance, but you're also going to get some antimicrobial effects due to the tea tree within the formula. And a lot of the microbes and the bacteria and the product buildup and the oil and the dirt on the scalp can hinder a healthy scalp. But with tea tree being so antimicrobial, antifungal, you know, you're going to be able to clear out the scalp a lot better with a tea tree rinse or spray like the one that Lush provides to really give you optimum scalp health. Secondly, I would say for those who have androgenic alopecia is to have a consistent regimen. You don't want to have a regimen that you're not consistent with. Pre-poo shampoo, conditioner, leave-in, moisturizer, all of the things to continue to take care of your hair itself. And then last but not least, be careful of stress. Stress is a huge factor, especially with that DHT hormone. You don't want to be like super stressed out. I have a whole video on this. I will link it below, but that would be my regimen recommendations. Now let's move on to traction alopecia regimen recommendations. So for those who have traction alopecia, believe it or not, the same thing applies. That TLC part, aloe vera juice and rosemary rinses, okay? And check out that tea tree water by Lush as well. So incorporate that as a scalp pre-poo, have a consistent regimen, but also for you guys, I would say this: eliminate any stress on your scalp. Tight braids, tight ponytails, any hairstyle that's going to have any type of tension on your scalp. Okay, so solutions for androgenic alopecia. Number one, of course, there's always Rogaine. You know, Rogaine is probably like the top selling solution, I would say, on the market, because it does help to restore hair follicle activity. However, with anything, you know, results will vary based off of each individual. So that's number one. Number two, which is probably my favorite, which is incorporating pumpkin seed oil with a little bit of peppermint oil. That, in my opinion, is a great natural option to consider if you have androgenic alopecia. But there has been some research shown that pumpkin seed oil can actually fight against the androgenic receptors binding to DHT. So I think that is super, super cool. And for traction alopecia, my recommendation is going to be castor oil. There's a reason why castor oil is such a popular oil for the edges, which is where a lot of women experience traction alopecia, is because castor oil does a great job at restoring the follicles due to a fatty acid within it called ricinoleic acid. For both individuals, I highly recommend some type of hair supplement. I know Nutrafol is a really popular hair supplement right now. Of course, if you see anything online, look for reviews that have like 4.5 and up. Ideally, if it has 4 and up, that's good. 4.5 even better. So that would be my recommendation for you guys when it comes to solutions for androgenic alopecia and traction alopecia. And of course, I cannot forget, you know, it's always good to consult with a professional as well. You know, you have your dermatologist and you also have trichologists who can really let you know what is going on, because sometimes it can be hard to figure out what is it, you know what I'm saying? So meeting with a professional to really look at your follicles and your scalp from a professional scale would be ideal as well. And last but not least, I'm a huge fan of words of affirmation and speaking over your hair and your scalp. You know, the Bible says that there is power of life and death in the tongue, okay? So speak over your hair. Command your hair to grow. Long story short, ladies and guys who may be watching, there is hope. There is hope. There is hope. Do not give up. There is hope. And I hope and pray that this video has been helpful for you. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe for more curly chemistry content. My next video, I'm going to dive a little bit deeper on the scalp, talking about how to create the perfect environment to receive the most amount of hair growth. We're talking about detoxing the scalp, what that looks like. So be sure to subscribe, make sure notifications are on so you do not miss a beat of curly chemistry. And if you're interested in learning more about ingredients in your hair and the natural hair care industry, check out the Natural Hair Care Wisdom flashcards that just dropped last week. The launch discount code is still available, so check it out below, okay? And there's also the Curly Girl's Guide to Hair Care Ingredients as well, so you guys have some great learning material to learn more about your hair and ingredients. So definitely check it out at the link below for you. And if you're interested in starting a hair care line, no matter where you are in the world, you can work with me one-on-one. I have a link below for you as well with more information. All right, guys, I love you, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.